The following is from Fall 2008 Math 125 Department Final. In this video, I will work on number 36 and 37. Number 36, match the graph with the graph of its inverse function. Now, we have to remember that it has to be a function first, and it has to be one-to-one function that we can find the inverse. Okay, now this is the graph that we need to find the inverse of, and we will analyze that in the following way. Because we don't know what's the function, what I can do is to do some plotting. Now, for example, the y-intercept here is 0,3, right? That's the y-intercept. So the inverse must have the x-intercept 3,0. Okay, the inverse has x-intercept 3,0. Here's the thing: when we do inverse function, it's basically reversing the x and the y. So if I have y-intercept here 0,3, then it means I can use that information, y-intercept is 0,3. In my inverse function, it will be the x-intercept, not y-intercept anymore, now becomes x-intercept, and then you swap 0,3 becomes 3,0. Okay, now let me make it, let me use the blue color here so that you can distinguish the original graph and the inverse. That's 0,3. The inverse will have x-intercept 3,0. Okay. Now, if we search through A, the x-intercept is 0, 0, so it will not be the solution. B, the x-intercept is negative 2,0, which is not the solution. C, the x-intercept is 3,0, which is a candidate. D, the x-intercept is 2,0, which is not the solution. E, the x-intercept is 1.5, which is not the solution. So far we get C is the answer. But let's go a bit further. Suppose I want to see other coordinates from this original graph. When x equals to 1, the y is 4, right? So one of the coordinate we have there, another one coordinate we have there is 1,4. So if we do the inverse, if we take a look on the inverse, then other coordinates are 4,1. You reverse the x and the y, right? In fact, we can go further. When x equals to 2, that will be more than 6, right? I hope you can see that. Yeah, we expect it to go up there, right? Okay, so can we confirm that from part C? Notice that when the x equals to 4, I would expect to see the y will be 1, right? Okay, and when here I have 2, something more than 6. So here, when the y is 2, I expect the x to be more than 6. Okay? So we confirm that the answer is C. That's the inverse. Basically, imagine, I think another way to say it is this. Imagine what will happen if you reflect this graph with respect to x, y. Let me try to do it. This one is a bit tough because it's not drawn to scale. If you reverse this, let me see. I'll try my best. This one is kind of difficult. You can't do this in this in the real test though. Okay, you cannot draw on the graph on the paper, but if I do, I wonder if you can see the shadow here. Let me copy that. This is the original graph, right? If I reflect that, do you see that? Not really, huh? Let me sharpen it because the light. This will be the inverse. That's what it looks like. Now the only graph that matches that one is C. Okay. Okay. Now, inverse function is swapping x and y. X becomes y, y becomes x. So what happened to the graph is you reverse the axis of x and axis of y. You basically, whatever the graph you have there, you reverse it this way. Okay? This is the axis. Do you see that? This is the axis here. Okay? That's the axis. Originally, it looks like this. Okay? You fold it along x and y axis. That's what it looks like. Okay? That's what it looks like. So this will be the inverse of that graph. Okay. Now, sometimes by intuition you can tell right away what happened when you flip this along x equals to y line. Now, that's for number 36. Number 37. Solve the equation. Do not use calculator. We have 5 to the power of x plus 3 equals to 25 to the 5th. We don't use calculator here because actually you don't need to. Notice that the base are 5 and 25, which has common bases, the common base 5. In other words, I will write that 25 as 5 to some power, in this case 5 squared, to the 5th. Okay, so on the left hand side I still have 5 to the power of x plus 3, and on the right hand side it will be 5 to the 10th. Okay, now by one-to-oneness, because this exponential function is 1 to 1, by 1-to-oneness, you don't need to say this on your test, of course. If the base are the same, then the exponent has to be the same also, which implies x equals to 7. Okay, then the answer is C. Now this is for fall 2008 Math 125 Department Final, number 36 and number 37. This is number 36. This is number 37.